Well, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's well tonight. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. I hope that you had a lovely day today and with your families. And tonight, I bring to you another episode of Sunday Solo, where I am doing Solo Dark. And this is, of course, members first. And so, the members, you know what this is. But if you're brand new here, thank you. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. This has been quite the ride. I think this is episode 4 or 5, episode 5. And so I think that's a lot in Shadowdark. It's like, a dog years is like if you have, like a 7-to-1 ratio. That's what this kind of feels like, that if you've lived one, episode, one session of Shadowdark, if you lived, it's like living 7 years. So I think my my character should be higher levels, I think. That's what that should be. And, we're gonna get started here in just a second. We'll do recaps and all of that good stuff, and, we're gonna see how our fine, party is doing. For the new people, just as a reference, these, PCs are from a village somewhere in my, world of Kriesh, and, the lead priest, Zephiel, is from the I wanna say he's from the Temple of Gede, and he is he tried to get volunteers because he heard that the abbey that is nearby has been overcome by a great darkness, and we discovered last session that that darkness is a great hopelessness, and we discovered a number of things there, and so the Zephiel wound up recruiting from his own congregation. He has an older congregation, as many churches do, and so he just recruited some folks out of there. So out of there, he wound up recruiting Crom, who is a fighter, Nataeus, who is a wizard. Zephiel, of course, has also recruited Malachor, who is a thief, and they're all kind of up in age. So I'm giving them full reasons why they should be failing is because they're up in years. I'm not going to say they're like ancient, they're just older, past their prime, I would say, in the world of adventuring, maybe. Although there's not really an age for that, you go adventuring anytime, right? Clearly, you can go adventuring anytime. And so they're on this adventure now inside the abbey, and they have gotten to room number 4, and they find themselves in a crypt filled with skeletons, probably. And we're going to pick it up there here in just a second. And I'm going to go ahead and start. I think I lit a torch at the end of the last session, and we are currently in a crypt here with seven. I put little coffins there. I guess you call them sepulchers. But there's 7 of them in there. One skeleton we've already dispatched, and there are 7 more. But there is a rumbling in there. There is a clattering on the inside of there. So they're trying to get out. I don't like that so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly. Zephiel says, "Let us back out of here very slowly." Because maybe it's our presence that's doing it. So we're going to go back into the bunks. We're going to make sure that the door does not reset its trap, because that would be bad. So we're going to dismantle that somehow and make sure that we are not going to deal with that. Let me see if I took any notes. I may have come up with a few things. Yeah, the symbols, these onyx stones. We're still trying to examine these because we don't know what they do. We did find out that the onyx stones have a symbol of chaos on them, and that well, they're not cultists, but they're converted people of the abbey, that they have somehow lost hopelessness, and now there's no physical, so something has changed them. There's no physical manifestation of their change. They're just They have just converted over to chaos, and we don't know what's caused the chaos. We don't know what has happened. I don't know if something with this onyx stones have anything to do with how they were converted or what role this plays in this. We're going to find that out. But basically, hopelessness is the curse. Hopelessness is the curse. This abbey of cursed darkness that we started out with is cursed because of hopelessness. Hopelessness has come in and they have lost hope. And so it's become a mental or spiritual thing that has happened. And there is no physical manifestation, like eyes aren't red, anything like that. So we'll have to play into that. Now, um, we don't know. We did decide that I decided this. So who is this abbey? This particular abbey that we're in? In my world of creation, is a god. There's a god of called Zoda, and Zoda is the god of life and vitality, which makes sense that this abbey is attacked, and so there's a curse put upon it of hopelessness. So I think that plays very well. Um, and so yeah, this is I'm going to call this. Which one do you guys like here? I came up with a few. Abbey of good energy, Abbey of the first breath. And I'm just calling them the monks of Zoda. I like that. The monks of Zoda. So that will be a place somewhere in there. So we don't know what's happening with that. So let's go ahead. What else can we do? Nateus is not going to do his spell yet because it's not ready. But we don't know why that the skeletal remains here are rumbling. Malicor's like, I want to get those gems. Who knows what's in those sarcophagi? We need to look. We need to check. And the guys are like, Malicor, you need to calm down, buddy. Calm down. You just don't. You saw what happened. We don't want to face seven of these things. That's going to be a bad idea. There's really nowhere else we can go. So we have to be careful with our choices. So Malicor is going to check. I'm going to check the oracle. He's going to go back into the room. He's going to risk going back into the room because the tops are on. So he's going to test it to see if he goes in, do the lids begin to rattle? Is there banging on the inside? The other question is, did somebody who let that skeleton out is the question too. Who has let that skeleton out? Why was it running around? Did somebody do that or did it get out by itself? So technically there's 8 of these. Technically there's 8 because one is been thwarted, and I'm going to put a little thing on there just to show that we have done that. Okay, so that one is gone. And then you have the others. So Malicor is going to step back in. He's just going to step into the room. Everybody else is going to like watch him and make sure that he doesn't get trapped in there or anything. So the question is, Malicor steps back into the room. Does the rattling? Well, I should say this. Let's go back here. Do we hear the rattling? The first question is, do we hear the rattling from outside the door? So we listen at the door, and do we hear the rattling of the coffin lids? $11. Yes. Okay, so they're still rattling. That's the deal. So they're going to keep rattling. The question is, are they escaping from there? Can we simply run across and get and because the lids are still on? Odd number. If your oracle check is an odd number, excluding 1, the outcome has a turnabout phrase, but okay. So yes, the coffin lids, the lids are still there's still rattling coming from inside, but yes. So I will then do a prompt. What is the prompt then that tells me yes, but. Yes, but what? So let's go ahead and roll a D100. Is that 105? Holy moly. I don't think there's not 105, I can tell you that. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Yes, but. And the wow, I'm going with 100 here. I'm gonna roll 3 like I normally do. So in the crypt, 7 skeletons inside, and this is what I rolled. Um, and this makes perfect sense. Uh, it is release power. That's 1. It's probably what I'm gonna go with, but let's find out. Maybe there's a better choice. We'll see. I don't think there is. 75. Question dream. No, I don't think that's gonna work. And I'll roll 1 more. A 4. Prevent lie. So I'm gonna go with release power. That I don't think that's I think that is the best fitting one that I can think of that would fit this. They're somehow they're being released. Power is being released. So these are being, if you want to say it this way, these skeletons are being released remotely. That power is being released out of there. So the question is, are the skeletons, so as we listen, are the skeletons coming out of their coffins? Are they coming out of their place? Let's go ahead and roll that. Because if we can hear that, because we're gonna hear those lids come off. We're gonna hear the lids come off, crash to the floor maybe. That those would be some signs that we hear that. Are the skeletons coming out of their places? 14. Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. So we are now hearing the lids fall off, and skeletons are now likely in the room there. So let's go ahead and put some skeletons in the room. So they have all come out of their hidey holes, and we're gonna see if okay. So Crom says, "It's your turn, Reverend." And they all look at Zephiel. He's like sweating. Remember, this is what you teach talk about in Sunday school. So he is going. Zephiel is going to go. Is he going to open the door? He's got to, right? So I guess Malachor is going to have to come up. Malachor is going to have to come up here. He is now the second strongest person. You know what? Maybe Nateus, he could increase his armor class, but maybe he wants to cast that spell on Zephiel, protection from evil, which would increase his armor class even more. Should these things start to come out, I think it's going to be Crom is going to open the door. Zephiel is going to cast a spell. Nateus is going to cast maybe protection from evil. Nateus will cast it if Zephiel fails. He doesn't want to waste his thing. So he's going to ready his spell. Crom is going to get all his stuff ready. Zephiel, let's go, buddy. Let's go ahead and do Turn Undead. So the door opens, and Zephiel is going to cast Turn Undead. 17. All right. All of these are destroyed. And the great thing is that these skeletons all have these gems that are in their eyeballs. Has gems that worth 5 gold pieces each. So 7 times 2 is 14. And 14 times 5, 25, 70. So that is 70 gold pieces of gems. So they hear the explosion, all these skeletons bones everywhere. And there are Malicor's like super excited, so pats Zephyr on the back and says, "Way to go! Way to go, Reverend! Well done, sir." We're gonna go pick up some loot in there. Malicor's just rolling through the bones. He's scooping them up, picking up the bones and the ashes and those things. And he's like getting all the gems. Well, he can't hold them all, can he? So he can't hold them. So he's gonna have to let somebody else hold them. Who has? I think it's Crom who has the most because I think he added 2 slots because of his constitution. So he's got 2 slots there. Question is, how many gems can he hold per slot is the question. I'm going to put him here for now until I figure out otherwise. So 7 gems in one slot, 7 gems in the other. Oh, and that goes off. That goes off. That means we got to light another torch right on schedule, as far as I'm concerned. And so I'll go back to Crom here. Crom's going to hold 7 in one, 7 in the other. So that's good. That works out. That works out real good. All right. Then we go to, we're going to check the crypts. So we're going to check all 7 crypts. And Malachor is going to check every single one of them, I think. Because he wants to know, is there anything special in these crypts that might be of value? Because some of these warriors who are buried here or otherwise, there may be some things there. So out of 7, I will roll on the Oracle. And I will go to each one rather than do a blanket one because I want to increase my chances, right? So I want to ask each one. Okay, so I will roll 7 d20s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, oh no, 8 because it's 8 because we killed one already. 8 d20s. And we'll see. Well, I can only go up to 6. Let me go and roll them individually. Then I'll just roll them real fast, and we'll go from there. So, is there any treasure in? Maybe I may be more specific. No, I'll say treasure, and then we'll decide whether it's magic, weapons, or something else. All right. Is there treasure inside these sarcophagi? Yes. So there's definitely one yes. Oh, what did I roll on that? A 15. 15. That would be odd. So it's a yes, but. Second one, 14. So that's a yes. Two, that's a no. A 12 is a yes, and it's even. 18, it's a yes. A 4, that is a no. 6, 2 more to go. A 12, that is a yes. And one more. 3, that's a no. Okay. So I like my chances there. So that I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 yeses. So it's about half. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Okay. And then 1 yes, but. So let's roll some prompts for the yes, but. So the yes, but will be 21. Arrive family. Oh, I'm doing 3 prompts here. 44. Hinder ambush. Okay, this could be an issue. Could be an issue there. Oh, what did I do? Okay. 42. Agree balance. I'm going to say it is likely, I want to say hinder ambush. I don't see how arrive family or agree balance works in that. I'm thinking that maybe for some reason it doesn't make any sense. Why would you trap it? Why would you put a trap on the item in the sarcophagus? I don't know. Okay. Want to thank Mr. Agile Monk for being a member for 3 months, by the way. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. So I'm going to, first of all, I got to light another torch. So let's see who all has torches here. Crom hasn't used any of his torches yet. So he's going to use his torch. And we're going to light it up and we're going to start again. And we'll go from there. So let's check it out then. So then there are treasure in there. So the question is the treasure that we find. So we have maybe one that is trapped, which I don't understand why that would be trapped. Arrive family, agree balance. Maybe once we determine this, we'll see. Let me ask this question. How about this? Let me roll a D4 because there are 4 that are good. I'm going to ask if any of these, because if you're buried, maybe you're buried with your weapon, and maybe your weapon is special, right? So what if I roll? How many of these are any of these weapons? Let's just do that. 13. So yes. So the question is how many of them that are in are weapons? 3 of them have weapons. But once again, that doesn't necessarily mean that the treasure is weapons. There may be treasure in there in spite of the fact that there are weapons in there. You can have both. And the weapon itself may be magic or otherwise. Are any of the weapons magical or special? 17. So, yes. And it's odd. Yes, but. Maybe this is okay. 3 weapons. Some of them are magical. How many are magical? 3. So all 3 weapons are magical? 3 of the 4 weapons in there are magical. There's still treasure in there. I think I'm doing this right. I don't I hope I'm not I don't want to look like I'm greedy. I'm just trying to figure out what's in these things here. And I've rolled the oracle, so I'm trying to be as honest as I can about it. So let's go ahead and roll on the weapon type. So there are 3 weapons, and I'll roll on the bonus here. So there's 3 weapons. Let's roll on the bonus. So weapon type, what type of weapons are in here? An 11 is a javelin. What else is there? There is a mace, which that fits. It tracks that some of these priests would have maces. And then last but not least, a 12. So there's a longbow. All right. What is the bonus? Is there a weapon bonus on the javelin? So if there is, let's roll a D12 or 2D6, excuse me. There is a +1 javelin. Is there anything for the mace? A +1 mace. And ooh, a +2 longbow. Okay. So let's take a look at the weapons here. This is a bit of a treasure episode, isn't it? Listen, I'm for it. I'm all for it. Because it's about time we got better. We're trying to get better, everybody. I promise. So yes, but. So let's roll on that. What is that? What is that going to be? So we have not figured out what the other thing is. So what kind of weapon is it? Let's go back to weapons. And there's one weapon that has qualities to it. What is that? The one that is special. It's a dagger. Okay. So the question is, what are the positive and negatives of this dagger weapon? Okay, let's do a benefit and a curse. Let's see what weapon feature is. A 2. Star metal. I don't know what that is. We have a dagger made of star metal. The weapon benefit is going to be, I roll a d12, a 4. Oh, behead the enemy on a critical hit. Okay. And then let's see what the weapon curse is. 3. Burn a straw doll daily or weapon temporarily loses magic. Now I have straw dolls that I got to put in my slots. Would Nateas know this? Let's see if Nateas even knows what this is. Can he let's do an intelligence roll. And I'll make this hard. This will be a 15. 11. So he doesn't actually know what it is. He's going to have to get it checked out. Minus that, he still has a star metal dagger, which looks cool. He likes it, so he's going to keep it. Let me go back to the treasure. Let's see if there's any of the little things in there that we can find. I'm going to say of all of them, there's 8 of them. Let's roll a d8. Of them, how many have a smaller treasure to it? 2. All right, fair enough. So let's go and roll the d100. 21. Oh, chipped great axe. They don't really, it's 9 gold pieces, and I don't feel like carrying that thing around. And a 1. A bent tin fork. That's fantastic. Okay. Sure, why not? Bent tin fork. All right, so I am not disappointed by our. We have a fair amount of gold. We have some good weapons. So at least the longbow. I hate that the longbow. I'm gonna have to look into that. The yes, but was okay. It's the dagger that has the thing. I don't know. I think that worked out fair. So they have looted this place, and I think that's where we're going to end it for tonight.